July 21, 2024, the 46th President of America announced that he won't be candidate for the 2024 elections against his rival Donald Trump. But what led him to not naming a C in term? Before answering that, we will see that Biden is truly an polycal animal, which forged his experience and work ethic in the American administration. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., commonly known as Joe Biden, was born on November 20, 1942, in Scranton, Pennsylvania. He was the eldest of 4 children in a working-class Catholic family. His parents, Joseph Robinette Biden Sr. and Catherine Eugenia Finnegan Biden, instilled in him values of hard work, resilience, and perseverance, which would later become defining traits of his character and political career. Biden's early years were marked by the economic hardships of the post-World War II era. His father struggled with job losses and financial instability, which deeply influenced young Joe. The Biden family lived in Scranton until Joe was 10 years old. Despite these challenges, Joe had a happy childhood, surrounded by the love and support of his extended family, particularly his maternal grandparents, with whom he spent much time. Scranton was a blue-collar town, and Joe's experiences there exposed him to the struggles and aspirations of working-class Americans. His father eventually found steady work as a used car salesman, and the family's financial situation improved. This period of Joe's life taught him about resilience and the dignity of hard work, lessons that would resonate throughout his life. In 1953, the Biden family moved to Claymont, Delaware, seeking better economic opportunities. The move was a significant transition for young Joe, but he adapted quickly. Delaware would become his lifelong home and the base for his future political career. Joe attended Archmere Academy, a prestigious Catholic prep school in Claymont. At Archmere, he was known for his determination and leadership skills. He excelled in academics and sports, particularly football, where he played as a standout halfback and wide receiver. His time at Archmere was formative, as he developed a strong sense of discipline and a commitment to public service. One of the defining aspects of Biden's childhood was his struggle with a severe stutter. This condition subjected him to teasing and bullying, and it affected his self-esteem. However, Joe was determined to overcome this challenge. He practiced speaking in front of a mirror and recited poetry to improve his fluency. His perseverance paid off, and by the time he graduated from high school, he had largely conquered his stutter. This battle with a speech impediment shaped Joe Biden's character in profound ways. It taught him empathy and the importance of standing up for others who were struggling. His experience with stuttering also made him a more effective communicator, as he learned to speak clearly and with conviction. After graduating from Archmere in 1961, Biden enrolled at the University of Delaware in Newark. He majored in history and political science, fields that would lay the foundation for his future political endeavors. During his college years, he continued to hone his leadership skills, serving as class president in his junior and senior years. While at the University of Delaware, Biden met Nylia Hunter, a student at Syracuse University. The two fell in love and married in 1966. Nylia's influence on Joe was profound. She encouraged his political ambitions and supported him through the early stages of his career. After earning his undergraduate degree in 1965, Biden attended Syracuse University College of Law. He struggled academically, but managed to graduate in 1968. His early legal career was marked by modest beginnings. He worked as a public defender and later joined a law firm in Wilmington, Delaware. Biden's experiences as a young lawyer and public defender exposed him to the legal system's intricacies and the social issues affecting his community. These experiences fueled his passion for public service and his desire to make a difference. Joe Biden's political career began in earnest in 1970 when he was elected to the New Castle County Council. His tenure on the council was brief but impactful, as he championed environmental issues and worked to address the concerns of his constituents. In 1972, at the age of 29, Biden decided to run for the U.S. Senate. His campaign was considered a long shot, as he was up against a well-established incumbent, Senator J. Caleb Boggs. However, Biden's relentless campaigning, combined with his message of change and renewal, resonated with voters. Against all odds, he won the election, becoming one of the youngest individuals ever elected to the U.S. Senate. Just weeks after his Senate victory, tragedy struck. Biden's wife Nylia and their 1-year-old daughter, Naomi, were killed in a car accident while Christmas shopping. His 2 sons, Beau and Hunter, were seriously injured but survived. Devastated by the loss, Biden considered resigning from the Senate before taking office. However, he was persuaded to stay and was sworn in at his son's hospital bedside. This personal tragedy profoundly affected Biden and strengthened his resolve to serve. He commuted daily from Delaware to Washington, D.C., by train to be with his sons, earning the nickname Amtrak Joe. His commitment to family and public service became central themes of his political life. Joe Biden's early life and childhood were marked by both challenges and triumphs. From his humble beginnings in Scranton to his struggles with a speech impediment and personal tragedy, these experiences shaped his character and fueled his desire to make a difference in the lives of others. Biden's journey from a working-class background to the highest levels of American politics is a testament to his resilience, determination, and unwavering commitment. Joe Biden's political life is characterized by his long tenure in public service, his resilience in the face of personal and political challenges, and his commitment to bipartisan cooperation and progressive values. His career spans several decades, during which he has held various key positions, including U.S. Senator, Vice President, and President of the United States. Joe Biden's political career began in earnest when he was elected to the U.S. Senate in 1972, representing Delaware. At just 29 years old, he was one of the youngest individuals ever elected to the Senate. His early Senate career was marked by his work on issues such as consumer protection, environmental conservation, and criminal justice reform. Biden served on several influential Senate committees, including the Foreign Relations Committee, where he eventually became the chairman. In this role, he played a significant part in shaping U.S. foreign policy, advocating for arms control, NATO expansion, and intervention in the Balkans. His expertise in foreign policy earned him respect and recognition on both sides of the aisle. As a member and later chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Biden was instrumental in shaping major legislation. He was a key architect of the 1994 Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act, which included provisions for community policing and the Violence Against Women Act, VAWA. While the crime bill has been controversial, particularly for its role in mass incarceration, the VAWA has been widely praised for providing critical protections and resources for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. In 2008, Barack Obama selected Joe Biden as his running mate in the presidential election. The Obama-Biden ticket won the election, and Biden was sworn in as the 47th Vice President of the United States on January 20, 2009. As Vice President, Biden played a crucial role in the administration, particularly in areas of foreign policy, economic recovery, and legislative affairs. Biden was a key advisor to President Obama and often acted as a liaison to Congress, leveraging his extensive Senate experience to navigate complex legislative negotiations. He was instrumental in the passage of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, which aimed to address the Great Recession through economic stimulus measures. On the international stage, Biden worked on strengthening alliances, particularly in Europe, and addressing global challenges such as nuclear proliferation. He was a vocal advocate for the U.S. military withdrawal from Iraq and played a role in shaping the administration's policies towards Afghanistan and the fight against ISIS. After leaving office in 2017, Biden remained active in public life, focusing on issues such as cancer research and foreign policy. In 2019, he announced his candidacy for the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination, positioning himself as a unifying figure capable of bridging political divides in a deeply polarized nation. Biden's campaign emphasized themes of restoring the soul of America, rebuilding the middle class, and addressing systemic racism and climate change. He chose Senator Kamala Harris as his running mate, making her the first woman of Black and South Asian descent to be nominated for national office by a major party. The 2020 election was marked by unprecedented challenges, including the COVID-19 pandemic and widespread concerns about election security. Despite these obstacles, Biden won the election, receiving over 81 million votes, the most in U.S. history. He was inaugurated as the 46th President of the United States on January 20, 2021. As president, Joe Biden has faced significant challenges, including the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, economic recovery, and political polarization. His administration quickly moved to address the pandemic through a comprehensive vaccination campaign and economic relief measures, including the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, which provided direct financial assistance to Americans and funding for public health efforts. Biden has also focused on infrastructure, proposing and signing into law the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which aims to modernize the nation's infrastructure and create jobs. Additionally, he has pursued ambitious climate goals, rejoining the Paris Agreement and setting targets for reducing carbon emissions. On the international front, Biden has worked to restore alliances strained under the previous administration, reaffirming commitments to NATO and engaging with global partners on issues such as climate change, cybersecurity, and human rights. His administration has also faced challenges, such as the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan and ongoing tensions with China and Russia. Biden's presidency has been marked by efforts to advance social justice, including advocating for police reform, protecting voting rights, and addressing immigration issues. His administration has also focused on expanding access to healthcare and education, promoting economic equity, and ensuring that the U.S. remains competitive in the global economy. Joe Biden's political life is a testament to his dedication to public service and his ability to navigate complex political landscapes. From his early days in the Senate to his tenure as vice president and his presidency, Biden has demonstrated a commitment to addressing the needs of the American people and fostering a more inclusive and just society. His resilience in the face of personal and political challenges and his focus on unity and bipartisanship continue to shape his approach to leadership and governance. Due to his numerous errors and omissions during his appearances and his speeches during his presidential mandate, President Joe Biden gives way to his First Lady Kamala Harris, who will represent the Democrats during the elections at the end of 2024, and thus will probably sign the end of the political animal Joe Biden.